If you're like me and wish that Astrobot eventually gets released on the PSVR 2, well, thankfully, Toast Interactive is delivered with Max Mustard, and it's 30% off right now. With its recent release and rave reviews, almost 400 people have rated this 4.88 out of 5 stars, with 97% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. That is exceptional. The whole premise of the game is you're supposed to rescue these adorable mud pups from the clutches of the devious Stubbins. Journey through immersive landscapes facing tough challenges, unexpected twists, and moral dilemmas, forcing you to make difficult decisions that will shape the course of your journey. Very interesting. I'm not sure if that's an actual thing, whether or not the replayability is there. Max Mustard is a meticulously crafted, made-for-VR platformer, combining the best of first-person power-ups with the timeless charm of the classic third-person platformers. And as you're seeing right here, you're having to actually move Max around at the same time using weapons and gadgets to totally assist them here. And of course, the PSVR 2 version does win hands down, as it is the best looking, smoothest frame rate, and the most fun to play with the PSVR Sense controller haptics, headset haptics, touch sensitivity, and adaptive triggers. And I do have to stress, all cartoons look incredible on that 4K HDR OLED display, truly amazing. I gotta say that game does sound absolutely incredible. Only amazing things to say about it from the entire online population here. However, the biggest surprise hit, and now one of my favorite games of all time, Stilt, is the closest thing to Super Mario 64 in VR, and it's currently 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. With 320 people rating this 4.58 out of 5 stars, 91% of the audience gave this 4 or 5 out of 5. And me giving this 5 out of 5, hands down, because this game is a masterpiece. The 4K HDR OLED display absolutely makes this game look beautiful. On top of that, you've got a native 120 frames per second, which makes this game feel absolutely real when you're inside. There's no jitter, no stutter whatsoever. This is the first true Super Mario Bros. In VR. Unlike an Astrobot, a Ven VR, or a Max Mustard, you are actually the player in the game at full life size, and that changes the formula completely. You know, seeing a little floating dude in front of you as you're controlling him has always been fun for me, don't get me wrong. I've always enjoyed that, but you being that dude in game, having to bounce around on these skinny platforms and using these stilts, unlike hitting a button where you're just pressing that and you jump, or you press and hold and it jumps longer. The amount of precision, the amount of control you have with them. And I highly recommend when you get this game, don't start off bouncing around like this, just lift your arms up. There are no legs to your avatar, so when you do this, all of a sudden your body's on the ground, and then you just push yourself off like this and practice doing that. Even the littlest flicks from the ground, you'll just get the smallest amount of jumps. The absolute precision you get from these controls are masterful. Honestly, I never thought just moving around at all times in a game was total fun, like jumping on a trampoline.
Look at the incredible control, just the lightest little flick. See? Stick my stilt out and hold like this. And again, you don't have to jump from spot to spot because of the gorilla tag. Look, you just literally do this. So much easier, man. The controls are phenomenal. Such an awesome game. Now that said, I do have to get over... Oh, see that? Awesome! Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Just take a moment. I don't have to be on my stilts. Just keep them pointed upwards. Beautiful, guys. It really is.
And that said, when you go to jump really high and a wall is in front of you, do be sure when you flick those wrists, turn them sideways like this. The reason is because if your stilts are facing forward, you're just going to push off the wall. And that's a good thing, because you're going to have to do wall jumps like classic Mario style, off a wall and off a wall again.
Oh, Mario wall jump! Ah! Oh my goodness! Oh, that is messed up. Ah.
It's been so long since I've experienced the game with that classic Nintendo feel, but do it absolutely beautifully, perfectly actually, and then reinvent the wheel with the new control scheme.
I don't even know. Like, it's okay to the right. Oh man!
And I keep comparing this to Mario 64, this game does have 20 levels to explore. And just like classic Mario style, each world has a whole plethora of stamps filled throughout the entire level. You're encouraged to collect them because the more stamps you collect, the more that you can actually one-up and then keep coming back into that world and continue. And each world has stars like in Mario, but they're called gifts. So same idea, you collect these gifts in each world, that way you can open up another section of the overworld, which is the island, and it contains another section of worlds to play in. And that overworld is just like the Mario castle with the paintings, but instead of paintings, these are mailboxes that are just sitting around that island that you go to. And those levels do have these little hidden caves. If you think about pipes in Mario where you go into a specific pipe and then you've got this little underworld area to discover, there are those caves in this game where you have these challenges and a gift locked in there. And when I compare this to the original Super Mario Brothers, the challenges, I've never experienced anything like this in VR. Honestly, guys, the creativity, the level design, the music, the controls, the sense controllers, the headset haptics,
Beautiful.
Everything is completely polished. Even at the end of each world, just like classic Mario World 1-1, unlike hitting a pole at the end of each stage in Mario Brothers where you run, jump, try to get to the highest point and then you drop on that flag. And this one, you're seeing a bunch of balloons lined up to a top yellow balloon with a crown on it, and you've got 3 seconds to get up and hit that crown. It's quite difficult. Again, like Mario 64, you'd collect 100 coins and you get like a free star. In this game, on the left side, you're seeing on the pause menu here, or at the end of the stage, there's a certain amount of stamps that you have to collect and keep until you reach the end of the stage in order to get that actual gift. And the gift on the right side is awarded for completing the stage within a set time limit. Just like Mario 1 again, the time counts upwards, it's not counting down. So really bizarre, but old school awesomeness. And then at the bottom, you can see this line with these 4 icons. It's actually bronze, silver, gold, and that's the actual time you need to get that gift reward on the right side there, and then platinum, which is not a gift, it's a medal, and you do want to collect all of those medals in order to get the platinum trophy in the game. The game does include an assist mode if you find the challenge is too overwhelming. I did not use it whatsoever, I plowed through it. I have not tested it, but I do know you can include more platforms, give yourself more power-ups, unlimited lives, all that stuff. You get to actually choose how you want to assist yourself. And then they include this multiplayer mode with a multitude of different game modes I've yet to even experience. So here I am telling you, this is my favorite VR platformer of all time, one of my favorite VR games of all time, if not one of my favorite games, truly. And no one seems to be talking about this the way that I feel. Believe it or not, this is like the second scariest game I've ever played because my hands were sweating profusely because of the sheer terror of heights in this game.
Oh, that messes me up. The ascension there. Wah, wah. Oh man. Oh, I should not look down. Where do I go from here? Oh, this is nightmare shit for me. For real, for real.
This is just seriously crazy how you have to use your absolute skill and precision at these crazy heights with these small little moving platforms. It's incredibly terrifying. It's really hard to describe if you're afraid of the heights. And again, like Mario Brothers, there are these power-ups that absolutely change the game completely. For instance, when you pick up the fireball, instead of bouncing around or using your stilts to bop them on the head, you just fire these fireballs out of your cannon. But unlike Mario where you're throwing them with a button, I'm actually firing with my trigger, feeling the adaptive trigger, and then it feels like it's lobbing them. And then you've got a propeller that'll help you just glide across a bunch of obstacles. And with those stamps that you're collecting to get 1-ups, you can use those stamps to actually purchase power-ups when you come back into the world. Guys, I haven't felt this way for decades, since like Mario 64 released on the N64. Such amazing controls that I've never seen in any other game. No matter how much talking I do or how many clips I show you, you will not understand until you're inside the game yourself and using your hands and feeling that precision as you're bouncing around.
Beautiful. Never done that before.
This pushes the whole VR medium in general to the next level. That's why I feel everyone needs to experience this game. And honestly, I can't believe it's already cheap to begin with, and then to see this at over half off, you absolutely need to get this game whether you love platformers or not. And yet another surprise hit. Rainbow Reactor Fusion rewards your basketball skills in this extremely addictive color matching game. And it's 60% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 65% off total. 80 people have rated this 4.69 out of 5 stars, with 92% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And I can totally understand why, because this game is completely polished and pick up and play awesomeness. I knew this was a remastered version, but I never played the original, so my expectations were kind of low, but wow.
That looks realistic. It really does.
I couldn't believe how good this looked in that massive factory setting, giving that awesome sense of scale. Truly, guys, this is instant pick up and play where you're just thrown into this beautiful factory and you're supposed to clean it up essentially in between playing these basketball oriented color matching games. One rail on each side, the right and the left, a ball comes down and you have to grab it before it drops to the floor. You've got 3 misses. If a ball hits the ground, one of those misses happens. So that's how you lose essentially. Or if one of the balls goes out of bounds, and that can be from throwing it out of bounds, or if the court or the grid is essentially full of these balls all over the place and your ball bounces off one of them, that can go out of bounds there. So you are trying to keep that grid as clean as possible, getting as many combos as possible, but also setting up the colored combos. Again, super simple stuff. All these color matching games have been around forever, but not in the VR medium this way. Again, shooting basketballs into this area is so satisfying.
I'm gonna show you guys just in my headset. That is incredible.
What I absolutely loved is they didn't spend too much time on this factory stuff, just enough to get you to walk around and, you know, feel like you're in a factory doing the jobs, but it's all about the basketball. And I say that literally, that's exactly what it feels like to me. And I have to say, I'm really proud of myself. I just recently beat the story mode, all 9 levels. And I gotta say, the challenge in this game has a perfect difficulty curve. And after you play that story mode, I started playing the arcade mode. And that has its own unique set of objectives and things to do. It's so neat, guys. And I do want to tell everybody, highly recommend that you play this like basketball. So when you're holding your controller over your head like this, and then you go to flick, and just like basketball, the more that you push off, the farther the ball will go. The less power you put in, the shorter distance, it just lobs forward. Feels so good. But the one thing I did find, I was turning my wrist on an angle here shooting, and it will shoot off to that side. I did find having my wrist this way, vertically forward, like naturally facing forward like you would hold the controller, was bang on. So yes, I do recommend right away just practicing forward like this, and you'll see how precise, how rewarding hitting those spots that you're trying to hit. Getting those combos, it's just exhilarating, honestly. So it feels like a mix match of like 3-point competition where these balls are just rolling towards you on the left and the right side on those racks. And then near the end of level 9, man, you're just like in this flow where you're just taking the ball and you're firing one after the other. It was insanely, incredibly hard, but so much fun. It actually took me many tries to get through that last level. I've been waiting forever to have a basketball game in VR that actually rewards my skills. With the PSVR2 room scale perfect tracking, I gotta say, the dream has come true, and this is a testament of how transformative sports titles will be in VR. No joke, this makes exercise fun again, and I highly recommend you get this game, especially at that awesome sale price. Become a god and save your residents from the enemy in this VR tower defense game, Towers and Powers, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. 186 people have rated this 4.45 out of 5 stars, with 90% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Awesome. I did already buy this game on a previous sale, so I really need to load it up and see what it's all about. But from the PlayStation Store description, it says, in Towers and Powers, you'll find yourself in an ancient land surrounded by the beautiful landscape, elegant buildings, mythical creatures, and chaos. These gorgeous places are under attack. As one of the gods, you'll have to save your residents and keep their islands from falling. In this game, you're going to create your team of peasants, priests, warriors, and magicians, decide which buildings they need, use your powers to defend allies and trap foes. Awaiting you on your island, you'll find economic and military tasks to accomplish, exciting battles and travels to undertake, and loyal worshippers, cruel enemies, and monsters to encounter. And I gotta say, every time this goes on sale, the community has only said very positive things about this game. Let the music move as you catch notes, ride the rails, and dodge obstacles in Synth Riders, and it's 40% off. Over 1,300 people have rated this 4.69 out of 5 stars, with 93% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And I can totally understand why, because this is my favorite music-based rhythm game to date. And just to reiterate, that PSVR2 upgrade is such an amazing difference. I do feel that this game needs to be in every PSVR2 owner's library. That said, if you're a PlayStation Premium member, this game is already a part of your catalog. However, I just have to point out that this is just the base game and does not include the latest 80s mixtape Side B, as it says right here on the PlayStation Store. The base game has 77 songs included, and that's all I played, and just saying that, the amount of replayability is insanely awesome and such a great workout. Really quick, the game is super simple to play. You have 2 balls as your hands, one of each color. You have to connect that ball with the same color ball on screen. And then you have these tracks that you're just having the ball hit, and you follow that track. Super simple stuff. However, when you hit a ball, connecting it, and you hit it dead on, you'll get more points. And then you can add modifiers with force, giving you more points. So the more power you put into it, the more points you'll get out of it. When you see a yellow ball, all you're doing is connecting both hands together, and that makes yellow. When you see a green ball, you get to choose left or right hand, and you have to finish the rest of the greens with that same hand. That is it. That's the whole game, aside from dodging any panel that comes your way, forcing you to dance and move your body. And unlike any other game, I really felt that the more I danced with the music, because I don't dance at all in real life, the easier the game became. So instead of just, being rigid and stiff, you can see I just totally let go and all of a sudden everything started working. So amazing, so kick-ass, such a great workout, so much fun. If you love the Rock Band or Guitar Hero, I highly recommend you check out Drums Rock Premium Edition, and it's 35% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 45% off total. With over 1,100 people rating this game, it scored 4.25 out of 5 stars, with 79% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And if you're unsure whether or not the game is for you, definitely check out that Drums Rock free demo right now. And that's what I did, and I was able to get an actual sense of flavor of what the game felt like, and I was totally impressed with the actual haptics on the controllers as well as the headset haptics. I didn't actually check out the eye tracking for the score, didn't play it enough, but yes, this is sit down, pick up and play, instant action. Aside from the arcade aspect, the game actually does feature a full-fledged 4-hour campaign and then fight 2 bosses along the way. Very cool. The game does keep getting all of this love and support, so much DLC going on, and speaking of which, in the premium edition you are getting the following DLC packs. Power Metal Music Pack. Specifically, you're getting Hearts on Fire by Hammerfall, King for a Day by Battle Beast, Blood of the Elves by Blind Guardian, When Angels Kill by Fifth Angel, Higher by Northtail, Twilight Force by Twilight Force. The next music pack, this is featuring The Offspring, and with this you're getting You're Gonna Go Far Kid by The Offspring, In the Meantime by Spacehog, My Own Worst Enemy by Lit, and Shine by Collective Soul. The other legendary music volume pack is Green Day, American Idiot by Green Day, Holiday by Green Day, The American Dream Is Killing Me by Green Day, I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles by The Proclaimers, and Stricken by Disturbed. But the most important add-on, I feel, is Drums Rock Undertale DLC. And of course, with this pack, you are getting the total Undertale theme here, beginning with the Undertale song, Hopes and Dreams, as well as Megalovania. As well, you're getting the exclusive Undertale drumsticks, Undertale hands, Undertale scene, Undertale drums. But I feel the most important feature you're getting here is unlocking the exclusive extreme difficulty. And this is for all songs, like every song released for Drums Rock. So again, adding a whole nother layer of difficulty, which I like to play all music-based rhythm games on Expert as much as possible, because you're hitting note for note, and that feels, to me, the most immersive. Now, if you already own the base game and want some DLC, Legendary Mix Volume 1 featuring The Offspring is 30% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 35% off total. And you can also get Legendary Mix Volume 2 featuring Green Day, and it's 20% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Kizuna AI Touch the Beat is a new kind of rhythm game, and it's 60% off right now. 183 people rated this, 4.51 out of 5 stars, with 90% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And from what you're seeing on screen, it is a new kind of rhythm game where you hang out in a virtual space with this Kizuna AI character. You can play in VR or non-VR mode. I'm not too sure why you wouldn't play in VR mode. And it also includes a view mode, which lets you travel through the game stages free as a bird. And in the game, there are 15 popular songs performed by Kizuna AI, including her massive hit, Hello Morning. And they do claim to have post-launch DLC in the works, including additional songs and outfits and other content, which I'm going to show you right now. None of this is on sale, but you do have the option of getting Touch the Beat Costume 1 Hello World 2020. The second costume here featured was from her 2018 tour, the AI Party Birthday With You. And the third one is a costume and additional song, as you're seeing here, Dogs Chrome featuring KZN. So the game is getting a lot of love and attention. I just can't speak to that personally. Again, anyone in the comments section that does know anything about that game, please speak to it for everyone else. That'd be awesome. Take back the planet in a massive mech suit in Big Shots, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 50% off total. 121 people have rated it, 4.16 out of 5 stars, with 79% of the audience scoring this 4 or 5 out of 5. And the story for this game is that an experiment has gone wrong, unleashing a relentless alien invasion, plunging humanity into chaos. Price Inc. initiated the Big Shots initiative to fight the invaders. This is where you come in, rookie. Become a Big Shot and take on the pivotal role of an alien exterminator. As you gear up and evolve your mech, you'll venture deeper into infested areas in search of the source of all this mayhem. Exterminations can be done solo or side by side with a fellow Big Shot. Right on. When teamed up, Working together is key to holding off alien scum and getting the job done. Cross-platform play is supported, so none of your friends will be left out. Evolve your humble mech with upgrades during runs, bringing the ultimate alien exterminator in your crazy roguelike adventure. Big Shots is a fresh take on the popular wave shooter and roguelike genre in virtual reality, and the game touts to have this unlimited mobility. In the future, toy companies want to expand and assist the military using toy mechs to train for battle in Mecha Party. And it's 50% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 20% more, making it 70% off total. Only 44 people have rated this 3.95 out of 5 stars, with 70% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. However, everyone online is saying that it is a lot of fun and they were totally surprised. So this legit supports up to 3 versus 3 and has seasoned player versus player combat. From long range shooting to melee combat, mechas have a variety of skills. It totally reminds me of that game called Overwatch. I've never played it before, but that is the multiplayer online battle arena type game. The story goes that it's the 21st century and robotics have taken the world by storm with robots and AI and are ever present in people's daily lives. Interesting. Toy companies, having recognized the true potential of this technological wonder, have introduced robot model toys equipped with state-of-the-art VR operating systems, allowing users to immerse themselves in epic virtual battles. Simultaneously, players are assisting the development of AI combat models in hopes of expanding the business into the military sector, establishing the first ever robot battle league, the Mecha Party. So that's really weird because we're almost there. Literally, I'm playing VR. I don't know if I'm assisting the military by accident or not. Kind of reminds me of that Arrested Development episode where Buster's, taking down people with drones, not realizing he's not playing a video game.
And his childlike inability to distinguish between games and reality.
Welcome to the darkness world. Don't be afraid, my friend. Your fate is in your hands.
Shoot at everything that moves in Darkness Roller Coaster PS VR2 Remastered Edition, and it's 70% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 80% off total. And with only 46 people rating this 3.89 out of 5 stars, 72% of the audience gave this 4 or 5 out of 5. So I never played the original on PSVR 1, but this is completely redesigned for the PSVR 2 with improved enemy graphics and behavior, more action, more fun, and more speed. Try to beat the global high scores by activating your different powers, such as slowing down time, activating your special vision, or using your shields. But be careful of the traps and obstacles that you'll have to avoid at all times in your cart. What really threw me off is seeing a build your own coaster feature here, where it looks like you can create your own map essentially. That looks awesome. Anyone in the comments section that owns the game, please pipe in and let us know, can we build our own maps or our own courses and play through them, and whether or not we should get this game at that awesome 60% off sale price. Now, the first person shooter that is for everyone, apparently, this is Sugar Mess. Let's play Jolly Battle. It's 20% off currently. And as you can see here, this is a total cartoon paradise, and it claims to be a fun arcade first-person shooter for the whole family. Kind of sounds weird to say that, but yeah, it does make sense. You're going to embark on a journey through the amazing levels of the Sugar Kingdom. Make use of the vast arsenal of weapons that get stronger as you use them. Challenge mighty bosses and use their weak spots to defeat them. Or you can use special items to gain an advantage over your opponents. Other exciting activities are awaiting you, including solving challenging puzzles, riding in a unique vehicle around the kingdom, as well as feeling the rhythm and participating in musical performances. Fend off the attacks of the hilarious yummy enemies that shatter into pieces upon impact. Dive into a fairy tale world and find out the exciting story of the Sugar Prince and his mysterious enemy. And what's really cool, if you're totally unsure whether or not this is for you, me included, you can get the Sugar Mess Let's Play Jolly Battle demo for free on the PlayStation Store right now. Portal meets Shadow of the Colossus in this memorable and intimate title, The Tale of Onogoro, and it's 30% off. 123 people have rated this 4.2 out of 5 stars, with 87% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. In this game, you were summoned to the sacred place of Onogoro Island in a parallel world by Haru, a shrine maiden who needs your assistance. Wielding the sacred relics, celestial weapons, travel around Onogoro Island with Haru and stop the plot of a traitor. Work together with Haru to solve sprawling puzzles and defeat giant beasts called kami that are blocking your path. A grand adventure depicting the bond between you and Haru awaits in this uniquely Japanese VR action adventure. And from everything I'm reading, the best way to summarize this game is is a first-person puzzle shooter, and apparently a lot of fun at that. Essentially, you're going to work with Haru to deactivate the large puzzle-like barriers blocking your path. Teamwork is key, as some objects can only be used by one of you, and then together you will discover how to quell each of the giant kami. Save the world with Haru, a shrine maiden who quells the kami. Now, if that interests you, you can actually get the Tale of Onogoro soundtrack edition, and it's 30% off. And you can pause right now and check out who was actually involved in the soundtrack for the game if that interests you. And the next game is made by the same developers and won a lot of awards on the PSVR1. This one's called Last Labyrinth, and it's 30% off. With 254 people rating it, it scored 4.28 out of 5 stars, with 80% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Essentially, the whole game is a collection of escape rooms where you're sitting, you're actually locked into the chair as you're working with this girl here who can move around the room and then solve the puzzles to continue on to each room. But it did win a lot of awards on the PSVR1, so this could be a lot of fun. I have no idea, I've never played this before. And if you want to grab the Tale of Onogoro and Last Labyrinth, you can get the VR Adventure Pack, and that bundle is 30% off. Join the battlefield with up to 64 players online in D-Day Enhanced Edition, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 15% more, making it 65% off total. Almost 1,300 people have rated it 3.62 out of 5 stars, with 63% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 23% have given this 1 star. So this was a PSVR1 game, and it did get the upgrade treatment with all new maps, new rewards, enhanced visuals, enhanced mechanics such as manual reload, the whole thing. And I'm assuming the actual controls are far better with the precise PSVR2 tracking. And there are 5 classes with a progression system, allowing you to enhance each class with special abilities and perks, as well as weapon customization with scopes and all that other stuff. The 64-player online matches include Team Deathmatch, Attack and Defend, and Free For All. Awesome! I wonder if that's Battle Royale or just classic straight up deathmatch. Anyone in the comments section, if you can speak to that, that'd be awesome, let us know. Again, not only with the improved mechanics of manual reloading of all weapons, eye tracking allows you to call out enemies or objectives just by looking at their location, and the adaptive triggers and vibration are used to give weapons a more immersive feel when shooting. Right on. Again, I did love the battlefield on the flat screen for years, and now to see something like this in VR, you are able to use other vehicles, tanks, and jeeps. I'm not seeing any airplanes. Just being able to run around this massive island with 64 people does sound like a blast. I do hope it's fun, because I do love the online first-person shooters.
But hey, come on. Don't get spooked now, newcomer. Let's dive into this adventure once again.
Cave Digger 2 Dig Harder is a 1 to 4 player VR action-adventure game set in the Woodland Valleys, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. 186 people have rated this 3.37 out of 5 stars, with 55% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Start with a pickaxe in one hand and nothing in the other. Excavate the bedrock, reap the rewards of Mother Earth, and trade the mined valuables for new gadgets, travels, funky wild fashion, and more. Cave Digger 2 is a 1 to 4 player VR action-adventure game set in wildland valleys, where you discover old mines, nautical caves, and ruins of ancient civilizations inspired by Western, diesel punk, and Lovecraftian themes. Explore the pristine lands, loot its riches, and unravel a mystery linked to a great explorer. As you go, it's best to keep a 6-shooter nearby, just in case. Your goal is simply to mine and carry loot back to the surface the best you can for your mission assigners. With the surplus reward that you get, you can buy new things like upgrading your dependable pickaxe with a shinier look, and faster digging rate too, of course. The story has you follow the same path where a great explorer has once wandered. Who is this hardy explorer? Why did he come to these valleys? And where is he now? The answers to these and more lie in the depths of the valleys. The story has multiple endings, each revealing a different side of it. Find the scattered comic pages to a tale of greed, eldritch power, and secrets beyond space and time. Who the Wanderer is and why he did what he did in the valleys became clear in the end. But is it really the end? Very cool. This seems much bigger than the first game, if you've ever played that. That was on PSVR1. Speaking of which, Cave Digger VR is currently 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. And over 500 people have rated this 3.48 out of 5 stars, with 55% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Did play the Cave Digger on PSVR 1 and it was good, but Cave Digger 2 looks way better. And all I remember about the first one is that you're constantly going down this shaft and then you're hitting the walls, collecting as much gems or rocks as you can. There is an underground area with the track. There is a track on the outside that goes around a bit, but there wasn't much going on that I remember. But what surprised me after reading the description here is that this game did have 7 endings to begin with. And I was like, what? I don't remember that. But I did play through it once and it was okay back in the day. So I can't recommend this for PSVR 2. I am very curious about Cave Digger 2 though. Uncover what is gripped and twisted, the organ quarter, and it's 30% off. 172 people have rated this 4.1 out of 5 stars, with 78% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. After weeks and months of isolation in your apartment, something has infected the city. Everything has become twisted by a disease that may or may not have a motive. Explore a city that has become a wasteland and body horror nightmare full of surreal puzzles and grotesque beings, all within a self-contained story where you delve into the heart of what has twisted the city. Again, anyone in the comment section who's played Organ Quarter, please pipe in. In the past, when I've mentioned this on sale, a few of you have said this game is absolutely actually worth the game at full price. Very Bad Dreams Anniversary Edition is an intense and demanding experience that will test your nerves, and it's 70% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 80% off total. Awesome. 368 people have rated this 3.48 out of 5 stars, with 56% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And the rest completely mixed there. With this Anniversary Edition, you are getting the soundtrack mode, which is no longer free on the PlayStation Store, as well as the exclusive Dean's Dream DLC. That said, I do have to quickly highlight a comment here. Last time this was on sale, and do think this game is probably worth it, especially at that incredible sale price. So unfortunately, I cannot speak to this from personal experience. I am waiting to actually play this game myself. I do think some of those negative reviews had to do with some bugs or glitches earlier on. I don't know if they've been resolved since. If anyone can speak to that in the comment section, that would be great. But I do totally want to experience this for myself. The PlayStation Store description says, forget everything you thought you knew about horror games. And I cannot. After playing Madison, I really can't. Because Very Bad Dreams transcends the boundaries of the gaming experience. It claims that your survival depends on real actions where you'll need to react instinctively to survive this scary world. That does sound very cool. It actually says, feel the impacts of your strike force. Feel vibrations in your head when you're hit by an enemy or your heart races. Run and jump using your real gestures. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. If I have to use my arms to actually move, a lot of games used to do that in VR. You know, I'm over that. I actually don't like that mechanic. Hold your head with both hands so as not to become mad. That is really neat. You know, very cool implementation there. So many new gameplay elements that will give you the impression of never doing the same thing. Whether you have a gun, a bat, or a knife, the best thing to do is flee and not fall into madness. I dig that. Join the Autobots in the fight against the Decepticons as you brave your new exosuit in Transformers Beyond Reality, and it's 45% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 50% off total. 275 people have rated this 3.05 out of 5 stars, with people either loving or hating this game. Really weird. The story for this one is that the Decepticons have discovered an incredibly powerful but completely unstable and corrupting energy source called synthetic dark energon. With this power, they can finally take over their home planet Cybertron and will destroy Earth in the process. And from everything I've read, I think the big bummer here is that most of the game you're actually fighting the same Insecticons. So these generic bug type robots are everywhere, and you might have a boss battle here and there, but it's like you're in this exosuit as all the other Transformers are fighting the boss. Whether or not you're helping, I'm not too sure. Again, I will play this eventually, but I do believe the PSVR 2 version is much better than the PSVR 1 version, and you can upgrade it for free if you didn't know. The original text-based RPG from the 70s is back in VR in Colossal Cave VR, and it's 50% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 60% off total. Only 54 people have rated this 3.85 out of 5 stars, with 71% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Embark on a timeless journey through a sprawling cave system packed with treasures, creatures, mazes, and wits-defying puzzles. The great grandpappy of adventure games will test you and tickle your problem-solving skills as you unearth its plot and secrets. Through cunning trial and error, you will crawl through tight squeezes, encounter impressive caverns, collect inventory, locate treasure, thwart dwarf attacks, all while keeping your eye on the score before your lamp goes out. Very interesting. This groundbreaking game is considered one of the most influential in history, establishing conventions that have become standard in the adventure genre. It has been ported to just about every computer and console, played by millions, and inspired by many other games, books, movies, and TV series. Very interesting. Again, I never played this game growing up, have no attachment to it whatsoever. But for those of you that do and want everything to be able to play this on your PS4, PS5, or PSVR2, you can get the Colossal Cave game bundle, and it's 50% off as well. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 60% off total.
Life is a continuum of happenings.
Chernobyl Again is an adventure game that takes place in the 3D scanned Chernobyl exclusion zone for a more immersive and engaging experience. And it's currently 60% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 65% off total. With 69 people rating it 3.52 out of 5 stars, 56% gave this 4 or 5 out of 5, while 20% gave this 2 stars. In Chernobyl Again, you're going to explore the zone, experience its dark atmosphere, and follow a story full of unexpected twists and various kinds of puzzles you'll solve while traveling through space and time. Your goal will be to stop the Chernobyl nuclear power plant explosion and the consequences it brings not only to our timeline, but to alternate futures that have become available to us thanks to your discovery of time travel. To add to this story, living without parents isn't easy. You know that well. To the world, you are a successful Ukrainian scientist responsible for discovering time travel. But deep down, you're an adult that desperately wants to see your parents again. This is what drove all of your scientific experiments. But the world doesn't care about your idealistic motives. Mighty external political forces dream of restoring the old world order using you and your discoveries, even if that means leaving a trail of scorched earth and ending your life. Now it's your call whether to follow their orders or find allies and attempt to thwart their evil plans. Just remember that in a world full of lies, mystery, and special interests, the only person you can trust is yourself. Man, that sounds awesome. Prepare to enter the mesmerizing world of Corridor VR, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Only 14 people have rated this 3.64 out of 5 stars, with half giving this 5 out of 5, but 21% gave this 1 star. In this captivating journey, you'll explore a series of interconnected corridors that will test your wits and agility, each with its unique style and challenges. What makes Corridor VR truly stand out is the ability to shift between the normal world and the mysterious mirror world. This dual dimension feature allows you to navigate the corridors and unlock hidden pathways by leveraging the differences between the two realms. Anyone in the comments that has played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know in the comment section whether we should pick this up at that sale price. I'm genuinely curious. I have no idea what this game really does involve. Play with a friend in co-op as they use the TV to help you find the lost Seeker eggs in Seeker, My Shadow, and it's 50% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. Only 32 people have rated this, giving it 3.28 out of 5 stars, with most giving it 3 stars. The premise of the game is that you step in the shoes of a mountain-sized giant, Spirit, and your goal is to lead and assist a tiny yet courageous seeker named Kippo through a collection of casual puzzle levels set in a serene and imaginative surroundings. This is a single player and local co-op game, where you get to explore the diverse set of compelling levels and discover the story by overcoming casual yet demanding puzzles as a single player or as an asymmetric cooperative with your mate. Locate and retrieve the lost Seeker eggs and collect the concealed cards from each level while engaging in the exciting, puzzling, and family-friendly scenery that send you on an immersive adventure. Again, anyone who's played this game, especially in the couch co-op mode, please let us know whether or not we should grab this at that awesome sale price. Operation Serpens is a fast-paced action-adventure game made for VR, and it's 50% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. 115 people have rated this 3.19 out of 5 stars, and as you can see, this is another mixed bag right here. Join the unit of elite soldiers and choose your preferred gun to take down the ranks of the evil Snakes organization to the very top. Just remember to dodge the vast amounts of incoming bullets in order not to fail your mission. Play the single-player campaign, zombie survival mode, and co-op maps with up to 4 players, each mission bringing something new into play. Very cool that you can play up to 4 players in the actual campaign to begin with. That is awesome. Again, anyone in the comment section that owns it, has played it, please let us know your thoughts on whether or not we should grab this at the sale price. Encircled is an immersive strategy and hilarious atmosphere VR exclusive tower defense game, and it's currently 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 20% more, making it 50% off total. Only 10 people have rated this, but giving it 4.3 out of 5 stars. Designed from the ground up to bring the best of tower defense and VR together, Encircled combines strategic depth with endless replayability and a whimsical sense of humor. Freely place your towers anywhere on the map to create the ultimate defense, considering the elemental type, advantages and disadvantages to outsmart your foes. When the towers can't hold the line, take matters into your own hands, literally. Channel powerful beams from your hands to decimate enemies and turn the tide of battle. Perfect for both VR newcomers and those with rock-solid VR legs. This game features 19 enemies, each with one of 7 elemental types. There are 12 towers, again each with one of 7 damage types and branching upgrades. It also includes 9 handcrafted maps that are deeply varied, with more planned in future updates. 5 game modes for each map, including easy, standard, hard, endless, and spirit master. And of course you can play standing or seated with snap or smooth turning, but it does say that it has native 90Hz refresh rate. Right on. Other than that, I don't really know anything else about it. I do not typically play tower defense based games. Anybody in the comments section, if you do own Encircled, if you can speak to it and let us know whether or not we should get this at the sale price, that would be awesome. Successfully land on drop pads with precision in Dropship Commander, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 15% more, making it 65% off total. Only 37 people have rated it 3.14 out of 5 stars, with just over half of them giving this 4 or 5, but 1/3 of the audience gave this 1 star. Land your dropship on settlements across the galaxy to bring much needed supplies to colonists and miners. Your job is to navigate through some of the harshest environments and successfully land on drop pads spread throughout each location. Each landing earns you points, with the more difficult the drop, the more points you earn to take your spot on the leaderboards. You'll start off with some easy landings on the moon and then progress through the caves of Mars, the meteor zone of Mercury, the volcanic wasteland of Venus, the ice caves of Pluto, and then onto the hazardous asteroid cluster GC12. Very cool. Anyone out there who owns it, loves it, hates it, plays it, please let us know whether or not we should grab this game at that stellar sale price. Participate in the hit TV series and the VR tailored adventure in Survivorman VR The Descent, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. 134 people rated this 2.9 out of 5 stars, with another complete mixed bag of reviews here. Again, you are participating in an actual episode of the hit TV series, and you're supposed to survive an Arctic nightmare as the sole survivor of a helicopter crash on a freezing mountain. Lost, cold, and with darkness closing in, can you build a fire and shelter to brave the elements? Test your survival skills in Survivorman VR The Descent, an authentic and dynamic adventure in the breathtaking Canadian Arctic. Face real-world extreme challenges that push your intellect, emotions, and physical abilities to the limit. Under the expert guidance of legendary survivalist Les Shroud, rely on your skills and resourcefulness to save your own life. In over 6 intense levels, confront challenges that test your survival skills and inch you closer to rescue. From crafting snowshoes to glyciding down slopes, navigating glacial crevices, building hunting traps, rappelling cliffs, and keeping the fire burning, every move counts. Follow the river to potential rescue, but watch out for polar bears. Wah! This claims to have photorealistic exploration where you experience the extremes of mountain survival in a stunningly immersive first-person environment. Monitor body temperature, fatigue, and hunger using a convenient wrist-mounted HUD-like display to survive harsh conditions. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, Horror Adventure Zombie Edition is 85% off, with over 3,100 people rating this 3.13 out of 5 stars. Just under half of them gave this 4 or 5 stars, and 1/3 of them gave it 1 star. And I do not have an official trailer, but I am showing you somebody else's video right now so you can get a sense of what you're seeing. I'm including the link in the description to their actual channel there. The official PlayStation Store description says it's a zombie shooter set in a post-apocalyptic world. There's been an outbreak of a mysterious virus killing people and transforming them into zombies. As one of the few people left on the planet, experience what it's like to live in the city of the undead. Hunt in the world and find ways to survive. Kill the virus-infected people and protect your family. So the game does feature a single-player story with a full-fledged narrative campaign to give you a taste of what it's like to live in the post-apocalyptic world. It says that it includes heavy, physics-based, realistic interactions, including support for weapon pickup and reload. Support for more than 15 plus unlockable weapons throughout the story. And what's really cool, they do offer an actual demo for the game. So yeah, if you're unsure whether or not this game is for you, you can get the Horror Adventure Zombie Edition demo for free on the PlayStation Store right now. Horror Adventure VR is an interactive experience set in a procedurally generated haunted house, and it's 80% off. Almost 4,000 people have rated this since the PSVR 1 days and scored it 2.77 out of 5 stars, with just under half of the audience giving it 1 out of 5 and a third of them gave it 5 stars. So in doing some digging, this obviously is a budget title and it claims to have procedural generation, but from multiple reviews, it changes how you walk through the house, but the rooms themselves are the same, if that makes sense. They don't actually change the rooms up, so you do see the same shit all the time essentially. Even though it does claim to have jump scares as its warning, yeah, I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it being that scary. You know, it's decent from what I understand. Decent. I mean, I'm not expecting anything, but if it's okay, even for half an hour, that might be worth it. But if you're unsure, what's really cool, these guys are offering a horror adventure PSVR2 demo for free. So yes, I highly encourage you check that out. Normally, I feel like the developers only provide demos if they're confident people want to play their game. So good on them for doing that. So yeah, check that out. Ever wonder if pigeons are real? Become the infamous bird in VR Pigeons, and it's 50% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. 96 people have rated this 2.72 out of 5 stars, with 54% of the audience giving this 1 or 2 stars, but 28% gave it 5. In this game, you're gonna channel your inner pigeon. Bob your head like a pigeon to use unique movement controls to slip into your pigeon self. Go out into the world and find a rooftop. Wait for the granny to throw some bread. Eat as much bread as possible. Bread is life. And through this, you will unlock and discover 4 different levels, and the premise is to literally protect your bread from other pigeons while you're collecting bread and using power-ups and map shortcuts to be the fastest out of all of them. Anyone that's actually played this game, please let us know whether or not we should grab this on sale. Launch yourself into orbit with Space Explorer PSVR2, and it's 80% off. Almost 1,800 people have rated this since the PSVR 1 days, 2.65 out of 5 stars, with half the audience giving this 1 star and 1/3 gave it 5 stars. Interesting. I do wonder if it's the premise of the game, you know, if it's more of the experience than it's an actual game, and many people were turned off, but people that want the experience are happy with it. I'm unsure. Again, anyone in the comments section want to speak to that, that'd be great. The official description says, experience how spacecrafts lift off into orbit. Join the crew on space shuttle missions and assist in the servicing of the space station. Take a trip into orbit and experience the Earth from above. Encounter life on board the space station. Learn how to move in zero gravity and participate in spacewalks. Ooh, that'd be creepy. Take control of the shuttle in an accurate physics-based landing simulation. Space Explorer is a game as well as an educational simulation. Experience the thrill of viewing the Earth in orbit, which is unparalleled in virtual reality. Now, it claims that it features high-quality models and textures with smooth VR experience without any motion sickness. As well, it says scientifically accurate simulations and gameplay with multi-language support. And if you're unsure whether or not that appeals to you, you can check out the Space Explorer VR demo on the PlayStation Store right now. Solve a mystery of the famous detective in this VR escape room called The Murder of Sherlock Holmes. And it's 60% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 65% off total. Still, only 28 people have rated this 1.93 out of 5 stars, with 68% giving this 1 star, but 14% gave this 5 stars. Wow, what happened here, man? I gotta check this out sooner than later, because I am genuinely interested in the whole premise of the actual game and how you can interact with everything. And that's what makes VR uniquely special. So to see that rating and to know this game offers us, you know, I want to know what's going on. Is it glitchy? Does it not work? Are the controls janky? Anyone in the comment section, if you can speak to this game, please let us know. Why did the score so low? What's going on? Is it too short of a game? You know, I'm genuinely curious. Walkabout Mini Golf Hole-in-One Winter 2024 Edition add-on pack features almost all the DLC, and it's 25% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 30% off total. However, this is only a DLC pack and does not include that base game. But don't forget, if you are a PlayStation Plus Premium member, you do have the base game in your catalog for free. And here's a quick look at all of the courses included in this bundle. 8-Bit Lair. Holiday Hideaway. Mars Gardens. Atlantis. El Dorado. Temple of Zerzura. Shangri-La. Gardens of Babylon. Mist. Jim Henson's Labyrinth. Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days. Sweetopia. Elfheim, Land of the Elves. Lacer Lair. Upside Town. Widow's Walkabout. Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth. Venice. Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Ice Layer. Meow Wolf. Wallace and Gromit.
Challenge, you've come to the right place. Come in and play around. Quite amazing. Golf in West Wallaby Street? Crazy. Gromit, where did I put me butter?
And that is all of the games and DLC during this hot deal sale. However, there is another Critics' Choice sale that's going on right now, so do be sure to check that out right after this. That said, if you guys like the video or any of the sales videos that I produce, please click that like button. And if you love what I'm doing with the channel, please subscribe to it. And for all of you that have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I super appreciate it. Until the next one.
PlayStation